98.5 Sofa FM is now 6 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. in Surface and Lucia. And of course, the Eastern Caribbean. It's a beautiful Wednesday. It's the 27th day of March 2024. Welcome to House Guest with me, no stranger to the panel, Miss Nadia, Sonia, Cazaubon. And we have a gentleman, of course. We will have him introduce himself. And from my understanding, he is the winner of the Island's Treasure Hunt. Congratulations to you, son. I was also part of that as well. I must say, it was a tedious task finding those rocks.
Good morning, Kabrina. Thank you for having me again once again. Um, so yes, you want me to just go ahead? Um, Waterways in the Caribbean, we had a island treasure hunt to commemorate our 20th anniversary. This year, Waterways is celebrating 20 years, and we partnered with the Sufre Foundation to also commemorate our island's 45th independence anniversary. So we had a treasure hunt that we started and went live with on the eve of independence, and it is still ongoing. So we had some students paint 20 rocks with the flag of St. Lucia, and we hit those at 20 sites around the island, and so far 9 of them have been claimed. So we still have 11 have been claimed. We have 9 outstanding. And the gentleman, I'm going to let him introduce himself, and he will tell us how we found out about the treasure hunt and how he was able to identify the location for the rock and what he got, the prize of presenting with his prize.
Definitely. Take it away, young man. Again,
All right.
thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Benjamin Theodule. I found out about the treasure hunt from my younger brother. We spoke about it, and I decided to go look for the rock at Soufre Beach. Honestly, it was not so difficult to find. Based off the pictures and the location, it only took me about 4 to 5 minutes to get the rock. I was quite excited when I found it, especially within the amount of time, because I was expecting to be there for like 45 minutes. The rock was located at the far end of the beach, right along the jetty under the piece of concrete. I found the rock mostly because of the angles of the pictures and the types of rocks around the area. So it was a fun experience, honestly speaking, and I would definitely do it again.
Oh,
Wonderful,
wow.
wonderful. So each rock has a code at the back and a number to call so that we can verify that these are one of our rocks. And then when you call the number, I will tell you which numbers are remaining, and then persons will choose a number and they win the prize corresponding to that number. So Mr. Theodil is the lucky winner of a gift voucher, $100 gift voucher at the Trois Cabaret restaurant in Beaufort. So I'd like to present him with his gift voucher that he can go there to redeem whenever he's ready to eat some sushi made by our local island Chef Michael. So my hand's cold inside the
That's
AC.
Alright,
All
thank
right.
you so much.
You're most welcome.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you, of course. To, in fact, all those of you who have actually claimed this rock for this wonderful prize, we say kudos to you. I will be giving you my code, however, after the discussion.
You found
because
one?
What I mean. Yeah, I found one. It's a great initiative, actually, and given the fact as well that there was an observance in terms of World Water Day, you know, all in keeping with the environment as well and waterways.
Yes. So last week, Thursday and Friday was World Water Day and World Forest Day. And as part of World Water Day, there was a closing ceremony for the IW Eco project that's Caribbean Sea. We were previously called Caribbean Sea, now Waterways. We were one of the regional communications partners promoting the concept of citizen science, encouraging the national coordinators for each of the countries. And there were, I think it's 6 countries in the Caribbean, the wider Caribbean, who were part of IW Eco, to have them, encourage them to incorporate citizen science in their national projects. So for the St. Lucia project, we were able to have several activities that got the public involved in the project. So the first one we did was a watershed challenge where we got some of our local influencers. We had Noah Seas, Shaquille, and Dove Too Funny. We took them around the IWCO project site, and they created a video highlighting the Soufre watershed. And then we issued a challenge to persons for them to go out and document their own watersheds. And we had some cash prizes that happened last year, and we had Boz Cartel, I remember was the winner of and Father Nature, I think, were the persons who won prizes out of that challenge. We also have trained some persons in Soufre in water quality monitoring, river assessment, and they are part of a team that we are setting up under the Dr. River program, where they will be doing monthly water quality monitoring, and that's what I'm going to be speaking about next. I'm going to let Mr. Theodore return to work. Thank you again very much for participating, and I would like to say that his family, 4 brothers, 3 brothers, they found almost all the rocks. Well, they each got a rock, and one of his relatives, Jamal Emmanuel, yes. So 4 of them. I know when his brother saw the post that I put up, he went out at 9 p.m.
That's
I was interesting. Interestingly, did you accompany him on that one?
No, I was not present at that time.
Okay, so he went out at 9 p.m. and he found the rock at Margaretut at Labrie, and they went down they didn't find the one at Sandy Beach. The one at Il Pirata has been found, but nobody has called it in. And his other brother found the one at Asgali, which is the beach just after Ancillary, heading down to Soufre. Asgali.
Wow.
So we still have some rocks out. You have to go to the Waterways Facebook page or on our Instagram to get the pictures. The pictures give you a far out view so that you can identify the area. And then there are 2 other close-ups, a mid-range and then a close-up photo to help you identify. Now he's lucky because he was able to find the one at Soufre Beach, but I know I had several persons who went looking, and twice I had to go back because they insisted that the rock was not there. So twice I had to go back to verify the rock was still there, and he was able to get it. He said it was easy for him, but he's not telling you that his major was in geography. So he was able to identify the rock, although I tried to blur out the concrete, which was, if we hit that rock under the jetty at the Soufre Beach Park. And he was able to find it based on the clues of the type of rock that he saw in the photo. So there are still some rocks outstanding. I will not say which beaches.
To ask you, I mean, just clues. You can just give
The
clues
photographic
to
clues are there. There's one in your
Given
community.
the fact that you
There's one in your
having
community
this
that has not been
discussion now.
found.
Sabusha.
I will not say where. It has not been
That's
found.
not nice. I mean,
There are
it's a
picture
season,
clues.
so then
It's a
to
season,
give you an
yes.
opportunity
So what we're
to get
trying,
some vouchers.
what I'm planning to do, since it's the Easter season, and we have some that were found and not called in, and I suspect it possibly might be tourists who found them. The one at Vigi, for instance, there's a lot of tourists frequenting the area. We are going to replace some of these rocks. I have a couple more that I painted so that we can hide them again and take some more pictures. So we will release those for the Easter break.
Okay.
So let me let Mr. Theodore leave because he has to return to work. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. Thank you for taking part,
Thank you
and
so much.
hopefully we will have another challenge again soon that you can take part in.
Thank you.
Thank you
even,
again.
And even to that, it's just a question. He won a voucher, Kabawi,
To Akabawi.
to Akabawi, but if he doesn't want to actually partake in such, can it be
Exchange.
yeah.
Well, we had vouchers from a few restaurants: Paradise, Spice of India, Tuakabawe, and Fay Gastronomy in Beaufort. So persons, when I tell them what their price is, I've only had one person exchange because we also have cases of malt and piton, and one of the persons who won was a child, and he chose a member that had a case of piton. I would not
Okay.
give any child a case of
Which
piton,
is
so I
true.
had to switch the piton for
Okay.
the malt.
Nice. I was just asking if persons do wish to exchange based on what they
No,
want to
so we're not
service.
exchanging the prizes. So you pick your
But
number.
you make a reference, for example, if it's a
Yes.
child or whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah, that
So
would
only
be
for the
fine.
cases of piton, if a child wins that prize, then I use my discretion and I switch it out to a case of malt instead.
Definitely. And again, sir, congratulations to you. Well deserved. It's Easter take a drive down to the coast and enjoy. In the meantime, at 60 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. in Surface and Ocean, of course, the Eastern Caribbean, if you're just joining us, and welcome inside Wednesday's edition, the 27th day of March,
When Katrina calls you, come
2024.
back.
2024.
DJ Kalan.
Um, in terms of, we know there are always challenges and stuff. So the rock, we have, just before we go into that discussion, we have Bevan Watt, good morning. We have Francis Shalry, good morning. Auntie Sonia, good job.
Good
And
morning,
to all
Mr.
our
Francis.
viewers as well, we want to say good morning, good morning, good morning to you. And thank you so much for joining us here. Likewise, frequency wherever you are tuning the various communities, good morning to you as well. And go out there and get that rock and claim your prize. What would you say were your hardest challenges and stuff? We see how it can be a bit tricky in terms of climate change.
With the watershed, the rocks.
Watershed, the rocks.
Our whole idea behind this was for independence to get St. Lucians out searching for the rocks and to get them into the environment.
Like know your island.
No, exactly. We believe in teaching through doing, teaching through experiencing. So the pictures, if you just go on our Facebook page, it shows the beauty of our island. And for some of the pictures, for instance, the picture of the rock at Soufriere Beach Park, if you take a look at that picture, you will see a cigarette butt right next to the picture, right next to the rock. I deliberately, for some of them, left the area as I found it. But for some sites, it was just too much garbage. I literally had to clean up some of the areas because I didn't want to have, we promoting our island, I didn't want it to be seen as, you know, there's this, what's the right word, a campaign going on, or if St. Lucians being too malpop. I didn't want all the pictures to have that. But thankfully, the sites that we chose, I would say the majority of them were kept clean enough. In terms of the difficulty, none of the sites are inaccessible to persons who are able-bodied. For some of the sites, it's not some place that you would have to drive such a far distance to, except for two of them. Two of them are on hiking trails. I will not say which hiking trails. One of them is on our iconic pitons. That one has not been found. I will not say which piton though, so look at the pictures to get a clue. Also, we have locations that are frequented by the general public. The first time we did this was for when we were rebranding ourselves from Caribbean Student Environmental Alliance to Waterways. And that happened 2 years ago when we rebranded. We did another treasure hunt, the same flag rock, rocks painted with flags. And for that one, we didn't hide them, make it difficult. We didn't make it difficult for persons to find them. And what I found out was persons were not, they were just stumbling on the rocks, which in of itself was not something bad because it brought more persons to our page. Because when they called a number, I would tell them, please go ahead and take a look at our Facebook page and like and follow our Facebook page for when we're repeating this, because everybody who has taken part in our treasure hunts from the very first time and even now are asking when next. The very first time we did it, we had a police officer who stumbled upon the one at, actually no, he told me it showed up on his feed, and he identified Calumet Beach in PI, which is where he lives. So he left his home and he drove down and he found a rock. He called, and then he asked me how many others are there. So then I told him, you need to go on our Facebook page or on Instagram for you to take a look at the photographs and find them. This gentleman, a police officer mind you, he was off that day. He told me he called his friends, and they had, the first day, there were 2 vehicles of police officers and friends. Wherever they were at the bar, they left drinking and they went searching for rocks. That happened on a Saturday, and on the Sunday, 4 vehicles went searching for the other rocks. So I had to tell them this time, please let some other persons find rocks because between them they found six.
So it's similar to a family fun activity.
Definitely, definitely. So for the rocks in Castries, we've had three families who found rocks. So when they call in, they ask how many can they find. I tell them it's one per person. I didn't say one per family. So they then went searching so that everybody in their family could try to get a rock. So we had one family, two families, they found two rocks each, and then one family they were unable to identify one, but they all went to all the different sites trying to find it. And I would update when somebody would call. I will update the page to say that this rock has been found, so that you wouldn't go searching for something that is not there anymore.
And here we are from the foundation, Suzanne, and of course, Soufre FM to free up that platform for you to come and have your presentation for persons to actually see the various persons as well.
Definitely.
For the showcasing. We applaud this initiative once again. Kudos to that. And with time, everything grows from strength to strength. So who knows later down the line how this activity will unfold.
Yes. So we're hoping to repeat this again with another, to commemorate something else again. We'll see when that happens. But in the meantime, we still have 9 rocks that have not been found. So I have to drive around the island again to make sure that they are not there but haven't been called in, and then to replace what has already been found if it hasn't been called in, because it's 20 for 20. We're celebrating 20 years, and the prizes were sponsored by the Sufre Foundation. So I would like to say a big thank you to the chairman of the Sufre Foundation and the board for agreeing to sponsor the most of the prizes. So we had some companies who went half with us, or even more than half, so we paid a percentage. So Mystic Man, thank you very much. We were able to get a deeply discounted prizes from them in a whale and dolphin tour and a sunset cruise. So for restaurant gift vouchers, we had prizes from, like I mentioned, to Cazaubon, which we just gave away today, Fay Gastronomy, which was already claimed, Spice of India, and Paradise Resorts, which has not been claimed, those two. We have gift vouchers for cinema tickets with Domino's or KFC vouchers, as well as cases of malts and Piton, because Piton, our iconic Piton for our 20th anniversary, but also for the island's independence.
At this very moment, you have any other discussion you wish to have with our audience?
You know we do. We have an upcoming project, and I would like to again let the Soufre, the wider Soufre region, know what we're doing. We are in the process of applying for a grant from the Jeff Small Grants Facility, Global Environment Facility Small Grants Fund, Small Grants Program, Jeff SGP, to start a project, and our aim, our outcome, our hope is to clean up the Soufre River. And we had this discussion the last time with DJ Cullen right here. We want to clean up the Soufre River of solid waste, garbage, trash. We want to run a 2-year intensive campaign to encourage our residents and persons who come to visit, locals and tourists alike, to keep our community clean, to desist from the bad practices that we have of just dumping garbage anywhere, or when we see somebody doing something, to speak up and tell them pick it up. Our hope is that in targeting what people can see, that we will also improve the water quality. And that's what people cannot see. We have done projects in the past targeting the bacterial and microbial water quality to try to improve the water quality in terms of the bacteria, what people cannot see. And in doing my public presentations, I always would face persons in all communities telling me, but the river is clear, the water is clear, I can see the rocks. That means the river is clean if I cannot see any trash. Until I show them, and we have some test kits where we can grow the bacteria that is in the water in a space of 24 hours, some of the bacteria,
clear water does not mean that the water is clean for recreational use. I would not ask anybody to go and take a cup of water from the river and drink it. You know you will fall sick. And some of the pathogens, the microbes, the viruses or bacteria that we have in there pose serious health risks to us as residents or persons who use the water. And everything that is in the river ends up down in the sea. So by extension, if we clean up the river, we will also be impacting positively the water quality in the Suffer Bay. And that is an issue that has been passionate about. So we want to just again, I want to raise your level of awareness of Suffer people that this project is coming along. Through this program, I've had a couple persons meet me in town or call me and tell me that they're interested in being part of a group to do some of the water quality monitoring. So we're training water warriors, we're training persons under our Adopt a River program, businesses, families, sports clubs, churches, you name it, can adopt a section of the Suffer River. We will provide training, we will provide gear, we will provide garbage bags, gloves, water boots for you to keep your section of the river clean. We will have a year-long competition between the groups, the sections that have been adopted, and we want to see over the course of 2 years if we can sustain that, what impact it is going to have on the water quality, whether the water quality is going to improve. So we will be killing two birds with one stone. We're keeping the river clean of garbage, and we will see if that improves the water quality in terms of the microbial water quality.
Definitely, and not forgetting that we're approaching the hurricane season
Exactly. I was just about to tie it in because Hurricane Thomas and Tropical Storm Debbie showed us, and we have not learned. Our heads are hard. After Tropical Storm Debbie and Thomas, persons reverted to using the Suffer River as a resource. The river is a source of water. It is a natural resource that we are blessed with. We do not have to walk miles looking for water. If we have a disaster like Maria, after Maria hit Dominica, or Ivan when Ivan hit Grenada, we have a river that is right in the middle of town. We have several tributaries that feed into the Suffer River that Suffer is blessed with water. But we take it for granted until such time that we will have to revert back to it. But I cringe thinking of what I saw people doing after Hurricane Thomas, seeing people going into the Suffer River to bathe. Knowing what I know about the water quality of the river, I would not put my toe, no part of my body in that Suffer River. And persons were bathing in there, like building their own basins for them to bathe right by Bunker's mother's home across the river there.
Yeah, well, it's often said desperate times and desperate times.
Desperate times. So we need to act now to clean up our river so that when we need to use it as a resource, go back to our traditional uses, that we can do so safely, that the water quality will be good, that we will do so without fear of catching any pathogens, any diseases that can cause death. So we need to be mindful of that as a community. If you are not one of those persons who are littering, I'm sure you know persons who are, or you see them when they throw things on the road, or when they try to throw things from their vehicles or from their homes. Speak to them, call on them. Maybe you can have an impact that I wouldn't have, but we want to have a community, a grassroots community-led initiative for us to clean up our Suffer River, take back ownership, and keep our river clean so that when we need to use it, it will be there.
Definitely. 10:30 a.m. in Suffer Solution. Of course, the Eastern Caribbean. I'm smiling because we had the discussion. Again, we implore the efforts of each and every one. And most of the times, Ms. Cazaubon, persons like to say, it doesn't affect me, or why would I care, or why would I even want to go and clean a river that is not of my concern, you know. But once the hurricane season affects it and it gets out of control with a heavy overflow, this is where everybody in that area gets affected, and not just a particular area, but we've seen the repercussions in the whole town as well.
Yes, and everything from the river flows down to the
Yes.
sea. So I have been doing this work from 2007. That shows how long I've been working in that field. And instead of it getting better, it's steadily declining. We need to put a stop to that. We need to take stock of where we are, what we want our community to look like in the next 10, 15 years, and start taking actions to turn the tide, to turn it around and to keep our community cleaner.
Definitely. On that note, we will end. If you wish to leave a quote, some motivation to persons out there, feel free to do so.
I want to again say that we still have some rocks that have not been found.
We take pleasure in saying so.
Look at the pictures online and you will be able to hopefully identify the beach and then go search. There are a couple along the east coast and the majority are along the west coast. I will not say where. And once I go around and I identify areas that we know we had rocks that have not been called in, we will replace them so that during the Easter break, Easter vacation, persons, when you're liming with your family, you can search for a rock if you are in the area that you identify one of them to be. And to just, once again, to remind people that we have this project that is going to be coming on stream pretty soon so that we will, when the call comes, when you start hearing the advertisements on the radio or on the loudspeaker, that you will contact us, join us, create a group, form a group, and adopt a section of the river. And I think the foundation will be adopting a section, so all the staff here will get a chance for them to play their part. Adopting a section doesn't mean only cleaning up the river, it also means conducting some water quality assessments and tests. If you are so inclined, you will attend the training for that. Also, doing some tree planting, and we are hoping to trial re-establishing some basins as sediment control measures, but also if we get the river clean enough and we have a big enough basin that people can have river limes in those areas. So the Wavinclay community has indicated that they would love for them to have a basin back in their area, so that's one of the communities that we will target for the basins.
Thank you for that. Good morning to you, Sheldon Lionel. I see you as well. And of course, to all those of you who have sent in your greetings as well, we love you and greatly appreciate. Charity begins at home. I'm happy you're saying for persons who are interested in adopting a river, but I would love to adopt a rock. Let's see how that happens for sure. Given the fact that SREF is the main sponsor on there.
Yes,
And I've
definitely.
always been you on the platform. What was the courtesy? What's the love? Huh?
The love is go on our Facebook page or
Just want to
Instagram. You will
send
see
me
the
one and
pictures.
this rock and the frog.
You will see the
Places I don't even
pictures.
know.
Oh, you'll be able to identify the one in your community. There were two in your community, so you should be able to identify it.
Nice.
Take a look at the
But
pictures.
I'm just saying, if it's the
That one has not
community,
been found.
one at Lafang and one at Sambusha, the places.
I will
that
not
we-
mention the beach,
No,
no.
but Shozen is vast, you know that.
Yeah,
It's
Choiseul
just
is
if
vast.
it's a beach or,
The one at PI has been found,
okay.
but the other
So
one
there's
has not
just
been
one
found.
left.
There's one left
A
in your
beach area,
community.
beach
Yeah, it's in
front.
the beach.
Okay.
Take a look at the pictures, you'll see it. I hope you can identify the beach.
Stop playing games.
The
Okay
two for
then.
Soufrière, well, the two on the waterfront in Soufrière have been found, but we have 3 others in Soufrière that have not been found.
Okay, that's homework there for persons interested in going and sweat, yes, for sure. Mrs. Emforian, I'm seeing a smirk on your face. You wish to share anything with us?
Nah, he's shaking his head no.
On that note, since I'm not a regular, as I would love to be, what are your plans for Easter actually? What you're thinking? This week is Holy Week.
Go to church and work.
He said go to church and work. That's right.
That's nice. I know a lot of persons are looking forward to Sunday, which is Rise, of course, but not forgetting the fact that Friday is Good Friday as well, and then you need to actually find yourself the usual with the various religions observing, the death or the crucifixion of our Savior. But whatever you decide to do and stuff, respect and manners in all things. Do not get out of the way. Do not drink too much. And if you are going to be heading out as well, ensure you have a designated driver. My madam here, I had a conversation with, and going to be doing house modeling, and take it easy on the curtains and whatever you decide to do as well.
Yes, so-
anything else before we end?
No, that's all. Just to wish everybody a blessed Holy Week, a a safe and happy Easter, and to remember the reason for the season is not just Christmas as a reason for the
Which
season.
is true.
Easter is there's a reason for the season. Like the DJ Cullen said, I will be at mass and at home with my family.
Okay, and something else this morning that was raised. Oftentimes, I've heard the debates. Yes, it's Easter, and where we tend to imitate in terms of Easter bunny and but the rabbits don't even lay eggs, and how we came about with that treasure hunt and having children deep and searching for eggs. I mean, when you really look at it, it can be relevant, you know.
Well, I didn't grow up with Easter egg hunts. That's, I guess, with Western culture influencing our traditional culture a lot more. Instead of Easter being a period of fasting and
Yes.
prayer and religious observation for all religions, it has become more and more commercialized. And soon after Christmas, I saw some stores already putting out Easter decorations as the next holiday, the next big thing for people to think and plan ahead. But for me, I'm a religious person. I'm sticking to my roots. I'm not going to deny my children. I mean, right now my daughter is actually taking part in an Easter egg hunt for her preschool, but that's not the meaning of Easter for us. So they have fun. They can participate in it, but I make sure for that she would know why we are having Easter celebrations, why we're observing Easter. So yes, you can go out and have fun and enjoy rides, enjoy all the breakfast fetes that are going around St. Lucia and all the musical um, festivals that are being planned, but there's a reason for the season.
Definitely, you want to lend your thoughts to that, Mrs. Florian?
Touche.
Okay. Before we leave, we have Sheldon, Lionel. After testing the water, what are the most common microbes, pollutants that we encounter?
So the test that we do is specific. We test for specific parameters. For the microbe tests, we are looking at bacteria found in the intestines of mammals. So we do a fecal um, test. We look for E. coli and enterococci. In the past, we were able to get water samples sent out to Barbados where they were tested for additional microbes, including Shigella and Salmonella, and we found those in the Sufa River. So I'll let you go on Google to take a look at what Shigella and Salmonella causes. We also found some Vibrio species in the Sufa River, but we're not able to type it. It's a family of viruses. But yes, E. coli, if you ingest E. coli, if you swallow water that has more than 200 colony forming units of E. coli, you are going to end up with gastroenteritis. You will have diarrhea and vomiting. But there are other things that we have tested for, including pesticide residues, organophosphates, organochloride chemicals that are residues. And we found that in one of the springs actually in Soufrière. We had those pesticide residues from pesticides that were banned in the 1980s still showing up in the spring water. And persons have to understand that chemicals do not just decompose and break down to nothing. There's something called a half-life where the chemical takes a certain number of years or months or days to break down to half the concentration, and then a quarter of the half, so half of the half, so a quarter until it goes down to virtually nothing. So I remember doing a presentation about that to some persons in Castries, and they were rather shocked to see that those chemicals are still persistent in our spring water. So it's an indication of how long these things can remain, but also possibly that people are still using chemicals that have been banned.
And that is left to, I guess, pest control.
Yes, the pesticide board took that on.
Interestingly, we can be here until 11 if you look at it. 20 minutes moving up to the hour. This is our official goodbye. I say thank you so much for coming here again to update the public on whatever is fit for the knowing with waterways, treasure hunts, hurricane season. Vast knowledge is being presented, so we have to take the necessary precautions and safeguard ourselves, safeguard our families, and not forgetting 9 stones remaining as well. Feel free to go grab that and win your prizes. This is for you as well and our listening audience. The SRDF Social Committee 2024 presents a grand fundraising games night. This is happening today, Wednesday, the 27th day. Domino's Bingo, Pokina Brags. Great prizes and jackpot to be won from 5 p.m. Sulphur Springs Interpretation Center food and drinks on sale. And of course, you know the bingo tickets only cost $10. Lots of attractive prizes to be won. You have rice tickets, you have tickets to free jars, you have sunset cruise passes, cash prizes, etc. That's what I like to hear. Underline that, please, DJ Fata. Cash prizes. Please make a special effort to attend. So, if you're looking for somewhere to land tonight, Sulphur Springs Interpretation Center. After that, go and jump yourself in the basin there, and rejuvenate, move the Maoist kind of thing on you guys, have fun. Have a magie, yes? So, we're out of here as always. It's a great pleasure sitting and keeping you all guys company inside of House Guests. Stay tuned to the traffic mix. Roland Symphorian, aka DJ Fata, Miss Cazaubon. As always, it's a pleasure.
You asked for more live and relevant talk shows, and we